Welcome to Pagoda Podcast, where we explore ideas, strategies, and insights to help businesses grow and scale. So, today we are taking a deep dive into something that, well, every growing company deals with eventually. We're talking about uncovering how a generic small business can completely transform its performance and really just escape that trap of manual tasks through strategic automation.
Yeah, because it is such a universal trap, honestly. You start small, doing every single thing by hand, and then you just hit this ceiling.
Right.
You get successful, and suddenly your team is just suffocating under the weight of their own success.
Exactly. But before we look at the actual solutions, we first need to understand why growing a business often feels so overwhelming. I want you to imagine running a growing business where customer inquiries, reporting, scheduling, data management, and operational monitoring are all just done by hand.
It is exhausting just thinking about it.
It really is. I always compare it to trying to bail water out of a fast-moving boat with a teaspoon.
Oh, that is a great analogy.
Right. Because as demand increases, the boat speeds up, the water pours in faster, and the sheer volume of that manual workload becomes completely impossible to manage.
What's fascinating here is that the time drain isn't even the biggest threat.
Wait, really? What is?
I mean, obviously time matters, but those manual processes are actually the primary source of costly errors in a growing operation.
Oh, sure. Like typos and dropped data.
Exactly. Think of a standard daily loop. An employee receives a customer inquiry via email, right? Then they manually type that data into a CRM, and then they copy it again into a scheduling tool.
Yeah, doing the exact same thing twice.
Right. And when they are rushing with that teaspoon you mentioned, they drop a zero or they misspell an email address. Suddenly a technician is dispatched to the wrong location, or an invoice is off by thousands of dollars.
Yikes.
Yeah, the manual workflow just becomes a liability factory.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because these manual tasks eventually break under pressure, so businesses obviously turn to automation. But that brings up a pretty common fear.
That it replaces people.
Exactly. Doesn't automation just mean replacing your human team with software?
Well, I mean, that is the fear, but it assumes human value is just tied to repetitive data transfer. The true goal of automation is elevation, not replacement.
Elevation, I like that.
Yeah, it is about helping people work more effectively.
Yeah.
By streamlining workflow automation and routine communications, response times dramatically improve.
So the system handles the mechanical stuff, but the people don't disappear.
Exactly. It allows your human teams to abandon those repetitive tasks. They stop acting like human copy-paste machines,
Right.
And they can focus purely on higher value activities, things like strategy, customer service, and growth, things that algorithms just can't do.
That makes a lot of sense. But knowing that technology and humans should work together leads directly to, well, a massive implementation challenge.
Oh, absolutely.
How do you actually identify the right things to automate? Because you can't just throw generic software at a problem and hope it sticks.
No, you definitely can't. And this is exactly where Black Pagoda comes in. They don't just dump software into your operations. They combine AI-powered insights with deep human expertise.
Okay, so how does that work in practice?
Well, the AI analyzes your operational data to objectively find the friction points. It finds the structural leaks in the workflow.
Oh, wow. So it points out where the time is actually being wasted.
Spot on. And then the human experts step in. They take those insights to ensure you find automation opportunities that actually deliver measurable improvements.
Making sure it actually aligns perfectly with the company's long-term strategy.
Exactly. Which ultimately drives efficiency, profitability, and, real business value.
You really have to understand the mechanics of the leak before you rebuild the boat.
Yes, perfectly said.
Well, to wrap up our deep dive today, I want to leave you with a final question to ponder. Think back to that fast-moving boat we talked about. If your business suddenly doubled its customer base tomorrow, which of your daily manual tasks would be the very first to break?
That is a scary thought.
It is, but a necessary one. Thank you for listening to Pagoda Podcast. To learn more about how Black Pagoda helps businesses grow, scale, and sell, visit www.blackpagoda.com. We look forward to bringing you more insights in our next episode.